Hello all. Day number 2 of my very exciting video series, Ira's Drums and Toys, 8th Avenue. It is Saturday, January 2nd. Holy smokes, 2021. Let's see. Again, I'm using a one-handed smartphone holding for the time being. What's new since yesterday? Let's see. I've added, and this is just for the time being, I've added a V drum over here. Now, the V drum is going through, and I've also added a bass drum trigger. A Roland whatever it is, and the V drum is a Roland PD-8A, I believe it is. And this is going through a Roland TM-2. Now, when I started getting into the electronics thing, I picked up a couple of V drums and TM2s, but I never really used them much. And at this point, I don't really know how to work this thing yet, the TM2. It should be simple, but for me it's not. Some people might say I'm an idiot for not being able to know how to work this, so guess what? I'm an idiot for not knowing how to work this. What's interesting to me is when I was trying to set up things last night on this, it said hit enter on that little menu screen. It said hit enter, but there's no enter button on this thing. There's no enter anything on this thing, so it said hit enter. Am I freaking crazy? Roland, I don't understand. But anyway, so I have this kind of temporarily, and I'm not really comfortable with it yet, but it's still kind of cool. So a bit redundant, but it could come in handy. Let's move that USB. All right, so it could come in handy. The drummer Aaron Johnston, in his rehearsal studio setup, he has one of these on his lower left. He has it kind of right here below the hi-hat, but right for the time being, I have no place to put that right now. So it's over here, and it's cool, you know. And I have it clamped to this multiple assortment of clamps, where what started with the Roland SPD-SX clamp to, and then everything else is clamped to. What a crazy thing. What else is going on in Ira's world? So we have the Akai XR20 drum machine, and again I have it set right now in the first preset with my foot switch, which I love. Ready? Okay, this thing is pretty, I like this thing. I'm only getting into the hang of it recently. It's very easy to program. I set up, and there's a lot of presets, etc. Drum sound is this. Okay, so drum sounds, one shots.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and synth sounds. And I think there's ways to change that. I change it on this, can you see that on that ink? I don't know if you can make that out. This button on the right, that changes the settings back and forth. And you could use this wheel as well, this wheel over there. Okay, very cool. Let's go back to the drum sounds. Let's change them. Okay, very cool. Let's go to preset user and let's go down. I think I set up 2 patterns yesterday. They should still be in there. They're pretty cool considering the fact that I don't know what I'm doing yet with this. Let's go with pattern number 1. And there's nothing there. Hello? Okay, sorry for the dead air time. Wow, this is frustrating. Well, whatever, we'll figure that one out later. Okay, there's one other thing I want to do here with the drums. I attempted this yesterday. How do you add samples to this thing? And there's a couple of different ways to do that. I use a USB. And I attempted to show you guys yesterday how I was going to do that, but we'll try again today. And as a fallback, I cheated a little bit. Let's go to one of my blank kits. There we go. This is a blank kit. Again, you name the kits. You could upload samples to each kit, which is what the 9 pads here. That comprise a kit. Then you go to the next kit, Things 1, I've titled this. I'm crazy. How crazy am I? Okay, so to the blank kit, let's go to the back of this unit. And again, I've uploaded some samples to this USB. I'm going to put them in the slot over here. Put the USB in the slot. Okay, cool. Now, for the past week and a half or so, I've been downloading a bunch of really cool samples, and I try to put them in here. Upload them yesterday. I was having a problem with it. I was like, damn. Okay, so now what do? We're in the main menu over here, right? Well, actually, I take that back. We're on a kit. Let's go into the main menu, which is over. You probably can't see that wording, but that's menu, okay? Now this is the main menu screen. I want to go scroll over. I'm scrolling over using these buttons, okay? Going to go down to utilities, hit enter, wave import, cursor down 1, wave import, hit enter. The flashing red light tells you what to do. You enter yes or no. All right, so now these are the wave samples that are on my USB. So for the time being, let's scroll down to my cheating one, which I know will work. This one will work. See, this one will work. So right click on it there, right click on it, and then hit enter again. So now it's saying, do you want it? This is gonna upload to pad number 1. Okay, question mark, and we'll hit enter. It's uploading now, and it should be done in like 1 second, and then it'll say completed. So the others I'll deal with later. Okay, so completed. I exit out of this, and now it should be, I'm actually going to go back into menu. I'm going to cursor up, cursor across to pad. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so now we're on pad number 1, and that's showing pad number 1, and you hear it. Now this is, you have various settings, but that's how I upload. There's a couple of ways to do it. You could bring in your laptop. There's something called Wave SPD-SX Wave Manager or something like that. Martin Walker, I know you'll hate me, but I still do things my USB way. What can I tell you? All right, there's a few menu choices here. Let's go to the middle one. Trigger loop is off. Trigger type is Alt. Let's change the trigger type to one shot, to shot. And now we get this. All right, so that's it. So now we have the sample in there. And back to the first menu screen. This is number 902. I've uploaded a ton of samples into this thing. This is sample, 802, I'm sorry, 802. So if I want to use this on another kit, I could either copy this pad, which is easy to do on this, or just kind of keep toggling up until I get to pad 802. All right, so I'm going to exit from that. That brings me back to the blank screen. Now, if I want to rename this screen, there's probably a couple of ways to do it, but I use the quick menu over here. The quick menu is great. So this is the quick drop-down menu, and it gives you a choice. I'm going to keep toggling down, and kit name. I just click Enter. And what am I going to change it to? Well, I could change it to anything, but you get the point. I'm going to exit. All right, so that's how you upload samples in this thing. One of actually a couple of ways. As far as me and this TM-2, I might have to at some point, and I know all you people that know how to work these TM2s are like, wow, this guy's an idiot. Hey, what are you going to do? I might hit up my friend Matt Vorzimer, who I mentioned yesterday, and hit him up to help me, to have him show me how to work this thing. And Matt Vorzimer, two things. I mentioned his name yesterday, but I didn't mention why. So what else, let's go back to the ambient kit just for the hell of it, huh? You know what? Drones. See, this is some of the stuff I've uploaded on this thing. All very cool stuff. So Matt Vorzimer, as a matter of fact, let me speak while I'm walking. How about that? So we're going to go over the Minilogue XD for a second, the Korg Minilogue XD. The reason I mentioned Matt Vorzimer yesterday is because without him, I would not probably even be doing any of this. He's the one that really helped to show me the SPD-SX. And without his help, I'd be like frigging lost. See, the type of person I am, I have no patience for these YouTube tutorials, which are like kind of mediocre. Reading the 100-page manuals, even though, yes, Martin Walker has got me to read part of the manual for the SPD-SX. So for me, one-on-one people teaching works for me. That's my way of doing things. A couple other things, by the way. DAWs, D-A-W-S. I am not into, well, I don't know how to do DAWs yet. Okay, at some point I'll be doing DAWs. For you people that do DAWs and MIDI and all that kind of cool, fun kind of stuff, yes, you can integrate all this kind of stuff into everything. I just don't do DAWs yet. You could make your own DAW samples and upload them into the Roland SPD-SX. You could do all that stuff. Again, with the samples that you could put into the SPD-SX are wave samples. They're like, what again, 44.1 something and 16.1 something, 16.1 kilohertz and 44.1 something, whatever they are. But they have to be in that format to upload to the SPD-SX. And you could upload one-shots, bang. You could loops, you could backing tracks, all kinds of stuff. All right, the Minilogue XD, just for a second. I'm not a keyboard player. I don't know what I'm doing with this thing, but it's just so much fun. It sounds great. Okay, so this has, again, something like 200 presets. and I think room for about 200 of your own patches. You could either create people on the internet, on YouTube, and you know, on the internet, they sell patches, they give patches away. There's a guy named Mark Barnes who has his Minilogue XD user group. He gives away patches. He also sells them. So there's plenty of people to like, and you could then you upload them into what's called like the Minilogue XD sound librarian or something. I haven't done that yet. And then you have more patches. All right, for each of these presets, let's go to one that's a little different for the time being. All right, cool. Each preset has a sequencer. This thing has a sequencer and an arpeggiator in it. Each preset has a sequencer pattern, and you can create your own, which of course I don't know how to do yet. But here's the sequencer for this. For this set of notes, here's the sequencer for that. Ready? Sequencer. Play. Ready? Is that cool or what? Let's go to a different sound. Sequencer for that. Is this thing great or what? All right, there's ways to adjust the various voicings. If you go to the bottom one, oops, one by one, sorry. Now on arpeggiator, ready? All right, so you have an arpeggiator again. Let's change the sound just for. So that's the sequencer for this is. And the arpeggiator for it, I guess you have to change the arpeggiator for every frigging setting, whatever. All right, the arpeggiator, the single notes would be, and the arpeggiator for it is, whatever. Sorry for the goof ups. Again, the Minilogue XD is it's a polyphonic 4-voice synthesizer. You can only get 4 voices at a time, which is great for me, since I don't know how to play keyboard, so I can't get too fancy. But you have other keyboards here, so heaven forbid you want to get more. You could get a couple of sounds there and a couple of sounds there, and then you're good. Now, I guess like the daddy of the Minilogue is the Prologue, and I'm not sure, but I think the Prologue is polyphonic with 8 voices. You could get 8 voices at a time on the Korg Prologue, I believe. All right, so I just love this thing. Just love that. Okay, folks, that's it for today. Try not to bore you too much. Hopefully, if you like this video, please spread it around. I would appreciate it. Get people to know about this. Let's go to some of the other crazy things that I've like downloaded because I'm a maniac, and I'll leave you with that. Happy New Year.
What would you do with a brain if you had one?
Do? Why, if I had a brain, I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain.
Okay, folks. Happy New Year. See you around.